Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and this time we're going to be doing another top 10 list, and it's going to be on my favorite video game openings. Figured it would be a good idea to talk about something more positive, because last time, I had to go talk about some bad video game music, or at least ones that I thought were pretty bad. So yes, there's a lot of video game openings that are pretty damn awesome, whether it has to do with the visuals, the music, or if it just represents the game well enough. And there's quite a lot of them that I could think of, so of course I can't name all of them here. But I think I got a pretty good variety down, so anyways, let's begin the list. So for number 10, we have Silent Hill 3. Something I have to say right off the bat here is that the first 3 Silent Hill games all have amazing openings, but this one I feel is a little bit underappreciated. So that's why I feel like mentioning this one. So the visuals are really creepy and trippy, just like the game, which I really like. But as for the music, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I actually really like the music in this opening. Now, some might argue saying that it doesn't suit the game because it doesn't sound creepy like the visuals are, and yeah, it's true, it doesn't sound that creepy. But the reason why I do say it kinda suits is the fact that if you listen to Silent Hill 2, they have that song called Promise, and that song does kinda remind me of this. So it's not that far off. I mean, it's not like they put a whole bunch of happy hardcore techno music in it. But another thing that I really like about this song is that it was sung by one of my favorite voice actors named Mary Elizabeth McLean, so I thought that was pretty cool. So personally, I really like this opening a lot, and as I already said, the 1 for 1 and 2 are both really good as well, so don't get me wrong there. And as for number 9, we have Final Fantasy VIII. So we all know what Final Fantasy is, and of course we all know that Final Fantasy VIII is kind of a mixed bag where there's a lot of people that love it, and there's a lot of people that hate it. Now, I don't want to get too much into how my thoughts on the game are because that's not the point of this video, but I'll just say that I do kind of like it. But whether you're a fan or not a fan of the game, you have to admit, the opening is pretty great. So I really like the visual looks when it comes to like the ocean, the fields, some of the flashy effects, and of course the action scene. I think it looks pretty awesome for the time. And the background music is pretty awesome because it just has that really epic motivational feel to it. So that's why I really like this one, it just feels epic. So it's not only my favorite opening to a Final Fantasy game, but it's also the most memorable. Now FF9's opening is pretty memorable to me, mostly because I played it early on. But this one, to me personally, I just think it's way cooler. Now as for number 8, we have Our Tellico Melody of Alemia. The first thing I have to get out of the way first is that, if you've seen my review on this series, you already know that I praise the music a lot for being creative but also sounding awesome at the same time. Well, that also applies here in the opening, it's fucking amazing. But as for the rest of the stuff like the visuals, I really like it a lot. So it has an anime style to it which I really like, and it's simple but works great. Now, the only real complaint I do have with the intro is that it doesn't show a lot of the other characters, it only just shows Liner, Orica, and Misha. Oh, and a little bit of Shirelia, and that's pretty much just about it. The fact that Jack is not in the intro does make me a little bit disappointed just because of the fact that, well, he was my favorite character. But, oh well, shit happens. It's still a really cool looking intro, but I'd say it's more of the music that makes it way better. But one last thing I'll mention before I end it here is that I encourage people to go listen to the OST in these games because, well, I think they're amazing. Now as for number 7, we have Sonic CD. Now I think we all know where this one is going. Sonic Boom. Sorry, I had to do that. The song in this one is just so damn catchy, and I just love it a whole lot. In fact, how I first saw this intro was when I first played Sonic Mega Collection and I found out about Sonic CD, and they have a preview video on there, and how I watch it, and I was like, damn, this looks awesome. In fact, I used to watch the shit out of that preview because, well, this was back before YouTube was a thing, and then I was finally able to play it on Sonic Gem Collection, which was awesome. So that's just some memories I have when I first heard about this intro. And of course, I also have to mention that the visuals look amazing. So it has a really old anime look to it, which I always appreciate, and it just flows really well with the song, so I really can't complain about anything here. Now, only if the game Sonic Boom would learn from this, but they've kind of fucked it up anyways. But with all shit aside, this is definitely an awesome intro.
To the light, it's a supersonic flight, gotta keep it going. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, it's running fast. Sonic boom, sonic boom, save a planet from disaster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, spinning through the world in motion. Sonic boom, sonic boom.
Now as for number 6, we have the King of Fighters Dream Match 99. Now unfortunately I never played this one because I didn't have a Dreamcast at the time when it came out, and a lot of people say that this one is definitely one of the best. But if there's anything I can comment on, that would be the opening, and damn is it ever great. So it mostly shows Kyo and Iori fighting each other, which looks awesome, and it shows a clip glimpse of a lot of the other characters, which is great. It just shows that it has a lot of variety of characters, which is what the King of Fighters was known for. So as for the animation slash visuals, well, I think it all looks really damn awesome. And as I said before about the old style anime look, it's something I always love to see. And the background music is pretty damn awesome as well. It really gets the heart pumping. So I really don't have any complaints whatsoever about this intro, but I just love it a lot. So as for number 5, we have Fist of the North Star with Ken's Rage. So I'm sure a lot of you already know that this is one of my favorite animes, and as for this game, I think it's a pretty good game. It's definitely a lot better than all the other Fist of the North Star games that I've played. So yes, the intro. I fucking love this intro. Mostly because it just takes a lot of recognizable scenes from the show and puts it into this intro. And visually, it just looks awesome. And same thing with the music. The music sounds really good with every scene that's being showed. Now I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that wish they used the original opening song. Now yeah, that would have been pretty cool if they did use it, but I still found that the music that they did use for this opening was still really good. In fact, most of the times when I pop this game in, I always have to watch the intro at least once because I just love it that much. So yeah, pretty awesome intro for a game based after an anime. As for number 4, we have Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Now this is an opening that is more about the visuals than the music. Mainly because this is something I always wanted to see happen in any fighting game out there. Just put a whole bunch of characters in one setting and just let them beat the shit out of each other. That's basically what this intro is all about, just having a whole bunch of Mortal Kombat characters just beating the shit out of each other. Sometimes it can be badass and sometimes it can actually be kind of funny. And another thing I like is that the opening is pretty long for an opening, so at least you get a lot of action-packed filled in. So when I first saw this intro, I was definitely not disappointed. In fact, I kinda wish other fighting games did something similar to this.
And shatter the realms and bring about the apocalypse.
And as for number 3, we have Tales of Zestiria. Now, when it comes to picking my favorite Tales of opening, that's pretty hard to do, considering I just love so damn many of them. But I decided to pick this one because, well, I just really love the song a lot. So not only is it catchy and kinda suits the visuals, but this is a song that I won't get tired of for a very long time. In fact, it's a licensed song called White Light by Superfly. Now, it is a little bit unfortunate that the English version of the game doesn't have lyrics in it, but the instrumental version still sounds just as good, so I'm not complaining too much. And of course, you get some very nice looking visuals, animation, and even 3D effects. And it also just shows a lot of the characters too, which is always a plus. So as I said before, I really can't complain about anything here at all. Now, it may not be my most favorite Tales of game, but it definitely is my favorite opening. Now, in case you're wondering what's up with the 8-bit rendition, that's because I don't want to get this video blocked because it is a licensed song, so there you have it. Now, as for number 2, we have Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, this is a pretty nostalgic opening to me, and like I said before, every time I pop in this game, I always watch the opening quite a lot. Now, it was kinda tough to pick my favorite opening because I also like the opening for the first game quite a bit, but this one just definitely takes the cake. Mostly for the stunning visuals and the fact that it shows a whole bunch of characters from where they're originally from, and the background music just feels really epic just because it has that movie feel to it. And what I mean by movie feel is that it has that full orchestra thing. And at the time, that was pretty mind-blowing to me, believe it or not. Well, anyways, this is definitely a great opening that I'll always remember. Now, time to mention some honorable mentions, where I will quickly go through some random ones, just say a quick little thing here and there, so let's begin. So the first one we're going to mention is Persona 3. Now, there is a bunch of different intros in this game, but probably my favorite one would have to be the one on the PSP. And then there's Warriors Orochi 3, just because it has a whole bunch of characters, and well, it's over the top, as you would suspect. And then there's Ys Origins. Now, I never played this Ys game before, but I can definitely say that the music in it is awesome, but that's to be expected. And then there's Chrono Trigger, which is just so simple, but I love it. And then there's the first Neptunia game, and I love the intro here because I find it to be really catchy. And then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses. Now, the music in this one is awesome, definitely love that guitar solo. And then there's Guilty Gear XX, which is just kick-ass. I mean, what else more can I say? And finally, I'll mention here, just because I can't mention everything here, I will mention Sengoku Basara, mostly because I just really like TM Revolution. So those are just some other ones that I really like, and I'm sure some of you guys will think of more in the comments, but anyways, I still have one last one to take a look at. So the number 1 spot belongs to Soul Blade, which is actually the first Soul Calibur game. Man, oh man, what can I say about this intro that has not been said before? So first thing I'm gonna mention here is that visually this is fucking awesome looking. Now yes, it does have that outdated graphics, but hey, even at that, I still think it looks awesome. And of course, the music in the background, Edge of Soul I believe it's called. So not only is this song just really catchy, but it just sounds really epic and adventurous, and I love that. Even though I know this is a fighting game, but it definitely does suit the visuals. So there's really nothing more I can really say or even complain about. But it's easily one of my most favorite openings in video games. So with that being said, I'm sure you're just waiting to hear the rest of it within the preview. So that'll be all I wrote for my favorite video game openings. So like I said before, I can't mention every single video game opening that I've ever seen. So feel free to mention some of your favorite openings in video games, and I'm willing to bet that there will be even more epic intros in the future. So anyways, I don't want to drag out this whole ending thing too long, so I'll just end it here and say, thanks for watching and commenting.